Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was once the brightest star in the world, with his dazzling smile, perfectly chiseled physique, and that unforgettable catchphrase, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?" He became an icon. From the WWE ring to Hollywood, he captivated millions. He was a symbol of power, success, and resilience, a man who seemed destined never to fall. But that image has started to crack. Today, The Rock's shine has dimmed. From a WrestleMania promo video that became the most disliked in the event's history, to awkward podcast appearances, and even a controversial Maui wildfire fundraiser criticized as tone-deaf, his once untouchable image has turned into a burden. In just 5 months, The Rock has lost 5 million Instagram followers, a shocking fall for a man who once had the world at his feet. But with each misstep and each controversial move, a troubling story begins to emerge. A story of a man consumed by ambition, one who tried so hard to please everyone. He ended up betraying himself. How did a universally loved icon lose the trust of his fans? And how did someone who spent so long building a carefully crafted image end up dismantling it all? In this video, we'll dive into Dwayne Johnson's rise to fame, his ultimate fall, and the cracks that started to show. Let's take a deeper look at how The Rock became the man he is today. Let's rewind to the beginning. In 1996, Dwayne Johnson entered the WWE as Rocky Maivia, a fresh-faced, wholesome character. But fans didn't buy it. They rejected him, booed him out of the ring, and mocked him with chants of "Rocky sucks." This was his first taste of failure, a harsh reminder that the road to fame is never smooth. But The Rock didn't back down. He reinvented himself. No longer the good guy, he became brash, cocky, and full of swagger. The catchphrase, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," was more than just words. It became a declaration, a promise that he was here to stay. This transformation made him a fan favorite in the WWE, adored by millions. But his sights weren't set solely on the ring. Johnson soon turned his attention to Hollywood, a much more challenging arena. His early acting career, with roles in The Scorpion King 2002, and The Rundown 2003, fell flat. Critics dismissed him as one-dimensional, trapped in his wrestling persona. Then, in 2011, everything changed. The Rock's role as Luke Hobbs in Fast 5 catapulted him into the A-list of Hollywood action stars. He became the epitome of hard work, discipline, and relentless perseverance. He was no longer just a wrestler, he was a global action hero. But here's the thing about constant reinvention. It can be a double-edged sword. The Rock became so good at adapting to what the audience wanted, whether it was a cocky wrestler, a heroic action star, or an inspiring social media figure, that he lost sight of who he truly was. His image, while dazzling, was built on a foundation that was shaky from the start. By 2016, cracks in The Rock's carefully constructed image began to show. On Instagram, he posted a rant about unnamed co-stars on the Fate of the Furious set. Though he never mentioned names, it was clear he was calling out Vin Diesel. He accused Diesel of being cowardly and unprofessional. This move sparked rumors of on-set tension and cast a shadow on his friendly team player persona. Reports soon followed, revealing that Johnson had demanded special contract terms, no losing in fight scenes, and more screen time than his co-stars. Fans who had adored The Rock for his charm and team spirit were shocked. Behind the smile, they saw arrogance and personal ambition. The Rock, once seen as a symbol of collective heroism, was now seen as someone who prioritized himself above the rest. Social media exploded. Posts on X, formerly Twitter, labeled him a hypocrite, asking, "Is The Rock really the hero he portrays?" Some fans defended him, arguing he was just looking out for his own interests. but most felt betrayed. The Rock quickly deleted the post and shared a video, trying to repair the damage by stressing the importance of unity. But the damage was done. He deleted the post, but he couldn't delete the doubt from fans' minds. When a star prioritizes their brand over their authenticity, it's hard to regain trust. From that moment, every move The Rock made was under the microscope. Even the smallest of lies would spark public outrage. One of the most notorious examples, the In-N-Out Burger saga. From 2017 to 2023, The Rock repeatedly claimed that every visit to In-N-Out was his first time. In 2017, he posted a picture stating, "I've never been to In-N-Out." Fast forward to 2022, and he posted another video saying, "This is my first time trying an In-N-Out burger." He even claimed he had bought the burgers for friends, but had never actually tried them. But the truth didn't take long to surface. The Rock had visited In-N-Out multiple times before, and fans were quick to expose the lie. YouTuber Penguin Zero posted a video with over 6 million views, highlighting how The Rock had repeated the same first-time narrative 3 times over 6 years. The Rock tried to cover his tracks, editing his post to admit, "First time In-N-Out burger experience again. Thanks to fans for reminding me I went to In-N-Out years ago and totally forgot." Though this may seem like a small lie, it exposed something much deeper. Everything The Rock did was part of a carefully orchestrated brand. Fans felt duped. They'd bought products he endorsed, believing in his authenticity. But now, they saw him less as a person and more as a product. The damage didn't stop there. Fans were now questioning everything about The Rock, his persona, his diet, his workout routine. At 51, he still boasted a physique that could stun the world. On Instagram, he'd post his 4 a.m. gym videos, tagged with #hardest worker in the room, with sweat pouring off his face and a huge smile. He had crafted an image as the hardest worker, inspiring millions to believe that anyone could achieve his body with enough dedication. But cracks in this narrative began to form. The Rock repeatedly claimed he ate 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day to maintain his physique, leading many fans to believe he was operating at a superhuman level. But experts quickly debunked this. Fitness coach Greg Doucette bluntly stated, "No way someone stays that lean eating 8,000 calories. If he did, he'd gain at least 45 kilos. His diet, full of cod, rice, and greens, didn't even come close to adding up to 8,000 calories. The number was a deliberate exaggeration, a way to build a myth around his image. Even his workout videos weren't immune to scrutiny. In one raw video, The Rock grimaced while squatting. But Doucette exposed the truth. The weight he was lifting was actually quite light for someone of his size. Then came the biggest question of all. Is his physique truly natural? The Rock has claimed that he tried steroids once at 18 but never again. But his body, especially at 50, didn't seem to shrink with age. It only got bigger and leaner. Experts found his denials hard to believe. Eddie Hall suggested he might be using testosterone replacement therapy, TRT. Joe Rogan was even more blunt. "No way. You don't get muscles like that with just TRT." Doucette went even further. "I believe he's using everything possible. At 50, that body is impossible without help." The Rock has built his career on the idea of hard work and discipline. But now his message of perseverance seemed increasingly like a facade. And that's when it all started to fall apart. Public perception began to change. The Rock wasn't seen as an invincible superhero anymore. He was a man who had built his empire on lies. From slamming Vin Diesel to pretending he was trying In-N-Out for the first time, every piece of his image seemed to be crafted for profit, not authenticity. In 2022, his Black Adam movie was supposed to launch a new DC superhero universe. Instead, it became one of the biggest flops in recent history. It grossed $393 million, far below the $600 million needed to break even. But rather than owning the failure, The Rock leaked false information about the film's profitability, only for the truth to be exposed by Asterisk. The Hollywood Reporter Asterisk. And even his charitable efforts came under fire. After the devastating Maui wildfires. In 2023, The Rock and Oprah Winfrey launched the People's Fund of Maui, each contributing $5 million while asking the public to donate. But critics pointed out that, with his $800 million fortune, he could have done more. His apology videos didn't help. People were seeing through the facade. And when it seemed like The Rock had hit rock bottom, he did something that seemed to shatter what little trust was left. In January 2024, he joined the WWE Board of Directors, declaring himself a builder, building for and serving the people. But just days later, he inserted himself into a storyline at WrestleMania 40 that sidelined Cody Rhodes, a rising star, in the company. Fans were furious. The hashtag #CodyDeservesBetter went viral, and even WWE wrestlers who had once idolized The Rock spoke out against him. The Rock had gone from being the hero to someone who was only serving himself. And in that moment, it became clear. The Rock was no longer the man we thought he was. He'd sacrificed authenticity for the sake of his brand. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's collapse wasn't a single moment. It was years in the making. From losing millions of Instagram followers to his film projects getting delayed or canceled, The Rock's fall from grace is one of the most dramatic in Hollywood. The lesson here is clear. Trying to please everyone only pleases no one. When someone becomes a brand, they lose the one thing that really connects them to their audience: authenticity. The Rock tried to be everything: a legendary wrestler, a beloved action star, a walking business. But in the end, he became nothing more than a hollow shell. The Rock's downfall is a wake-up call for all of us. In a world where authenticity is the most valuable currency, The Rock's journey shows us that faking it only leads to failure. To be loved, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Can The Rock make a comeback? Perhaps. But only if he stops trying to be The Rock, the invincible icon, and starts embracing Dwayne Johnson, a real person with flaws, mistakes, and sincerity. He'll need to face his critics, own his failures, and rebuild the trust that he's lost. So, will Dwayne Johnson shed the living billboard mask and embrace his true self, or will he remain trapped in the shadow of his former self? Only time will tell.